From the News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on MorningLine. I'm Nick Beres. It is a Wednesday, and we're going to get to the show here in a moment. We're going to make sure the phone lines will get up and running because I think a lot of you may want to call in because I think the topic this morning centers on what many of you deal with. We have some of the older viewers in the morning, but it's a mixed bag. And if not, you may have parents or loved ones that are getting to the point where they have to consider situations for their lifestyle as they age, whether they stay at home, where they go, dealing with various health issues. We're going to talk about a broad range of topics this morning, and we'll set that up for you, and you can decide whether or not that's something you want to join in the conversation with. If not, sit back and listen as we talk about seniors' well-being. We've got two great guests this morning, and as I introduce them, you'll figure out exactly what we're going to be talking about. First with us this morning is Dr. Jewel Strelo. She's an audiologist. You have a private practice, audiology and hearing health.
That is correct.
I think people of all ages can have issues with their hearing. Absolutely. Right? But as we age, just like anything else, vision being one of them, should you expect as you age to start losing some of your hearing?
Not necessarily.
Not the same way as eyes, because I think eyes, no matter what, you're going to start losing it.
True. Okay. With hearing, the incidence of hearing loss rises with age, but it's not an absolute given. Okay. All right.
Well, we're going to get into that and then some of the things to consider about hearing health and seniors and how we look at it. And it kind of ties in terms of general living. With us also is Tiffany Fitzgerald with Golden Years. Good morning, Tiffany. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
See, we try on this show to get a broad range of experts. We've got hearing over there. And now, Golden Years is very broad. Tell folks what that is and what you specialize in.
Well, basically, Golden Years is a home care service that provides services to seniors or those with behavioral health illness.
Okay, it's not a nursing home. The idea on this is more to provide services for seniors, giving them the option to stay at home sometimes, when otherwise they may think my only option is maybe going to a full-service nursing home.
That's correct. We want to help them to maintain their independence.
Okay, and more people doing it. Well, the bottom line is people are living longer and getting into this. So, as you see, the options that are out there for in-home health care and the types of services Golden Years, and then, a lot of the issues, a lot of the seniors do deal, and one thing that affects them if they're living alone is their hearing, right?
Exactly, yes.
Because what, they can't hear the phone ring? Why? What are the issues?
Well, some of the issues are they're very forgetful, or they're not able to do basic things that they normally do in their day-to-day lives.
Right. And if you can't, and you do hear, doctor, too, that as you age, be it your vision or the hearing starts going, and you hear the links maybe to senility or even Alzheimer's and depression.
Oh, yes.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about that as seniors go, because you know how it is. You can't hear, and then after a while you get tired of saying what, and then you just clam up, and then you don't know what's going on, and that's depression. Is that part of it?
Yes, it is. A person with hearing loss will start to feel very isolated. They stop doing the things that they're interested in doing. They may even stop going to church or stop being involved in card games or seeing their friends or even interacting with their families. So then the incidence of depression goes up.
Now, it happens slowly, though, sometimes. It can be a gradual process. So how do you, I guess someone else can tell you, or if you're continually asking, what did you say? But I mean, how do you know whether or not you need to go get tested?
Well, the family usually notices it before you do. Right. And the person with the hearing loss is usually the last one to realize it. Think about it. Sure. If you're not hearing it, you don't know that you missed it. No, right? No. So you're just going along about your day and you don't realize that people are talking to you or they told you something, and then it's later up, well, I told you that. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. So it causes a lot of communication problems and issues with family members. Yeah. So when those kinds of things start happening, or you notice that you're saying huh or what or I'm sorry, that is really the time to get your hearing checked.
Yeah, and there's the trick on that. When you hit someone up with whether or not, hey, I told you that, and they say not, you could start mistaking that for them being forgetful.
Yes.
Okay, but in actuality, maybe the memory is okay. They're just not hearing you, which actually, I'd rather lose my hearing than my mind.
I've seen many patients where the families were concerned about dementia, and it turned out they actually just had hearing loss.
See, that's an excellent point. Right, which is, I guess you're here to say, treatable. We've done programs on this show before on hearing aids, and there are some amazing ones out there. I mean, small, super powerful. Talk about that.
Well, hearing aids have come a long way over the years. The critical part, though, is how they're programmed and set up for the particular person's hearing loss and their lifestyle. It's not just that little device, it's how it's set up. And that's where the experienced audiologist comes in, because it's critical for us to understand how the brain processes sound from different types of hearing loss. It's also important to understand the particular issues a person's having in order to choose the right solution for them and to program it accordingly.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard time and again, that you can just go buy a hearing aid, you throw it in yourself, you're not going to get the full effect unless you have an expert who knows what you're suffering from, set it up, and make it that way, and it'll be better that way.
Right.
All right. And it's interesting, the dichotomy between the two of you and how we touch on this, but I'm trying to find the similarities. And you talked about the possibility of depression coming from hearing deficits. I would think for a lot of seniors, okay, if it's a hearing issue or something else, when you are brought into the mix, it's an issue of depression sometimes, of not losing their independence. Does Golden Years try to maintain their independence?
Yeah, we try to maintain their independence. And basically, when we come into the home, a lot of times, seniors, they are depressed. They miss being able to get out and do something so simple as go to the grocery store or be transported to and from activities. They kind of start to feel like they're a burden to their families. Right. So we definitely want to, help maintain their independence. And basically, with our assistance, that's what we help them do. And, we give them a reason to, want to just maintain a happy lifestyle.
Yeah, how they can do that. All right, now I know if I have a hearing problem, I can just call the doctor. So how does someone decide to get in contact with you? Then what kind of services? I mean, what do they decide to do? All right, if I have an elderly loved one that I think is getting to the point where maybe, she's living alone, I'm not sure she can take care of herself as much, but she's still fiercely independent. So what do I do? How do people contact you? How does it go down? So
if you are interested in assistance, then basically you could just contact our offices at 615-369-0614. A representative will speak with you, will come out, will book an assessment, come and do a consultation with you and your family member.
They come out to the house and check, and they meet the family who instantly is either not going to like you or they're not going to trust you.
Right.
They're going to say, who are these people? They want to take me out of my house. What are you doing here? How do you get past that? That's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, you always have to overcome obstacles and challenges, but, with our caregivers, and their expertise, we just come in, we provide them with love, and we nurture them, and, we just have a conversation with them, and we just take one step at a time.
But I guess part of it that we'll get past is you're not trying to remove them necessarily from the home. That's not your call. You're coming in there to find ways to better keep them in the home.
Right, that's correct.
And does that include like nursing services as well? Like what if they need blood drawn or medicines or things like that?
Well, Golden Years is a non-medical agency, so we wouldn't assist as far as those things.
Would you assist with groceries, things like that?
Yeah, we would assist them with transporting them to and from the grocery store, or like home care as far as bathing, dressing, grooming,
all that stuff.
Right.
Keeping the place
mobilization, cleaning services. That's correct.
Getting around. All right, listen, on that note, we need to take a break. When we come back, we can take some phone calls, 737-7587, if something you've considered, if you have questions about the hearing loss, because I also wonder sometimes when people start losing it, they can't hear the phone ring. You can get lights that flash to let you know whether they're ringing. We'll get into some of these things and the options which allow someone to stay in the home as opposed to saying the hearing's gone, you can't be by yourself anymore. So if you want to join in the conversation, give us a call. If not, we certainly will continue our conversation here with our guests. More of MorningLine coming your way right after this. Stay with us.